Everybody, how you doing tonight? It is Matt with the DPI podcast. Today is July the 5th, already into July, and apparently Restream is going to let us do whatever the hell we want, because we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter tonight. And then if you hang around a little bit later on, we will go on the rebroadcast over on all of the Anchor podcast platforms. So if you just like listening to the show, thanks for tuning in. Glad to have you. For those of you that are watching, you can see down at the bottom all of the social media accounts: Facebook at DPI Podcast, YouTube Disney Planning Insights, Twitter Disney Insights, Facebook PATM Disney Travel. When you're ready to book your trip, do it through those guys. Peter over at Princesses and the Mouse, pretty awesome guy. Hopefully he's gonna join tonight. Played golf with him yesterday. I don't remember if he said he had something going on tonight or not. Invitation's out to him, so we'll see. See if he jumps on or not. So let me turn this over so if he texts me, I actually know what's going on. All right. So yeah. So happy 4th of July weekend over-ish. Hopefully you guys got to celebrate in whatever way you wanted to celebrate. We hung out with some family, ate some food, watched some fireworks. Pretty good day overall. Relaxed from the weekend. We went over to Mid-Ohio, which is kind of between Columbus and Cleveland, Ohio, and watched the IndyCar race over there. Pretty cool. Had a lot of fun doing that. And then we stayed at Great Wolf Lodge up in Sandusky, Ohio, which was a lot of fun. Kids thoroughly enjoyed themselves, which is pretty awesome. That's kind of why we do it. So if you are an IndyCar fan, yeah, really cool track. Well worth the visit. A lot smaller crowd than what we deal with here in Indianapolis on a week-to-week basis. So, yeah. Birthday week. Get to celebrate a little bit this week. We'll see what's going on. Nothing really planned. Last weekend was really what I was doing for my birthday with the IndyCar race. This week, we'll just kind of see how it goes. Man, 41. It's gonna be just continue to get older and older and older. Time does not stop. That is for sure. Time does not stop. So hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully you guys are doing well and hanging out with us tonight. Wesley over on Twitch, if you're watching, really Twitch for us is a springboard channel. It's just another piece of social media right now. We are pretty dominant on Facebook and YouTube when it comes to our content. About 29,000 views on YouTube now. We get close to 500,000 impressions a year. So we do pretty good on those two channels. What Twitch has been is an experiment, and we're going to experiment a little bit more with it in some different varieties, as far as with some games, with some of the rides, and doing some different things there. But we're definitely not looking for anybody to buy viewers and subscribers. If you like what we see, if you like our content on the other platforms, and you want to check out the stuff as we release the Twitch specific content, I think we're gonna have people move over there and watch that, and then from there we'll be able to kind of cut and chop and create some new YouTube content out of it as well. So we'll see. Like I said, it's very much been an experiment this year, just to kind of see who watches what and when. And I've been kind of talking to some other creators on the platform on stuff that's worked for them. So just kind of seeing what it could be, if it could be anything. I don't know that it can be anything. So that's kind of where we're at. We're at 3 followers right now. And to me, it's that number doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. Honestly, I'm more concerned about the interaction I have with the people that actually interact with the show and creating content that people like on the other platforms. So it's kind of where we are right now. But Disney news. Big news last week was the christening of the Wish, and basically the media cruise that ensued after that. It was something. Just watching a lot of people post about things that were on the ship, things that were good, things that were bad, things that were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It was pretty crazy. So there was a lot of people talking about the Hyperspace Lounge, and one thing in particular in the Hyperspace Lounge was this $5,000 Kyber crystal drink that they offered. That's insane, and kind of like I put in the description of tonight's show, they're finding the point where people are like, you're out of your mind. I think when it's a lot of public knowledge about what's going on, like there's people that know about D23 or D33 or Club 33, but they don't necessarily understand what it is. There's people that know about DVC but don't necessarily understand what it is, or don't understand it and still just throw themselves into it because it's Disney. This is something that's just like, hey, we're just gonna throw it on like a mainstream offering and see what happens. On top of that, in one of the jewelry stores, there was a $1.2 million necklace or a $2.1 million necklace. What is it? Oh, even better, $3.9 million necklace. I don't even know what to think about that. I don't even understand who would go on the Disney Wish that would buy a $3.9 million necklace. I mean, what are they trying to do? I don't know. So you've got that on the Wish. Like I said, if you wanna check that out, I still haven't watched the christening with everything that we did over the weekend, but I'll probably get to that. It sounded like there were some technical difficulties. Big effing surprise, Disney. You're terrible with live events when it hasn't been scripted and already completely blown out for you. But yeah, the Wish is going to be one of those things. And it's like any new Disney offering, basically, whether it's a hotel or, a boat. Most people are just kind of wait around, and hey, in a year it'll come down to about the same price as most of the other things that are related to it. The Wish is just the big ship that's going to be doing the cruises that the Dream did. That's all. That's it. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. I mean, it is a cool new ship, but it's not like it's not like it's adding all these things to Disney Cruise Lines. It's an upgrade on the Aqueduct. It's an upgraded dining experience. I mean, it's an upgrade. It's a newer ship. It should be an upgrade in every way. It should be. If you were doing two ships at the same time, they should probably be about the same. But when you do a ship, 3, 4, 5 years after your last ship build, it should be upgraded. It's expected. So, I don't know. The whole thing is really turning me off on Disney cruises, just because, I'd rather go on a 5-day on the Magic or the Dream right now than a 3-day on the Wish, and they're pretty comparably priced right now. So yeah. Other thing that Disney gave us was a lot of news about closings. We're getting into the refurb schedule for Disney, so we're gonna have for the first time in forever, the Frozen sing-along celebration at Hollywood Studios is going to be closed for refurbishment starting on August the 22nd. So about a month and a half away. But they don't have a reopening date, and there's not a lot of information on what it's shutting down for on the refurb lot, like what they're actually going to be doing. Hopefully, if we get a new Eric, that'd be awesome. I'm not terribly thrilled with the current Eric. So, Jelly, sorry. Do not need streamdetails.com because the top streamers already use it. But thanks for dropping into the chat. I shall now block you. So here we go, and you shall be blocked. Blocked. Thanks. Peace out, yo. So yeah. Haunted Mansion gonna be closed for refurbishment from August 15th to September 1st, and will reopen on September 2nd as Haunted Mansion Holiday during the Halloween time at Disneyland Resort. So, over at Disneyland, California, get the Haunted Mansion closure, and this is pretty yearly for that. I thought there was another one. Splash Mountain news. I'm gonna gloss over this because of we've talked about it so many times. We finally got the information on Splash Mountain. It's going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Ooh. Opening late 2024. Okay. 2 years away. If it's on the Tron schedule, we'll get it early 2026. So we're looking at 5 years. 4 or 5 years. I mean, it was announced 2 years ago. So it was announced in 2020. And it's 2022, and they're just announcing the theming. So, if you want to go to Oogie Boogie Bash over in Disneyland, California, and Disney California Adventure, you're too late. Tickets are already sold out for all nights of the event. Tickets were sold out to Halloween for Not So Scary last week. But Oogie Boogie Bash sold out in 4 days. Last year, it took about 5 weeks. And in 2019, it took about 20 weeks to sell out. There were still tickets into mid-September. 4 days to sell out. A lot of people itching for the full parties. We saw a little bit of that at Very Merry. That's for sure. We went to the second Very Merry party last year, and it wasn't packed, but there was a clamoring for the events. Even with the hesitation with COVID and everything, there was still a clamoring for those events. So yeah, good to see Disney doing well there. It's going to be it's going to be a busy year, and I would imagine through March or April of next year, it's gonna be pretty busy. And then I think you're gonna see a fall off. I think they're gonna kind of catch the tail end of the high demand and then hit the holiday season, which is always high demand, and then it's just I really just think it's going to taper off. I really think with the way the economy's going that there is going to be a big slowdown when it comes to the parks middle of next year, beginning of the middle of next year. And I think people are using the money while they have it, and next year they'll be using the money for gas and food. That's just kind of where the economy's going right now, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Let's go back over to Disney Cruise Lines. This one kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Blog Mickey put a story up this morning about Disney Cruise Line has announced an increase to the recommended gratuity guidelines. So it's basically that the recommended gratuity is $14.50 per person per day based on the length of the cruise. And this is for the assistant dining room server, the dining room server, the dining room head server, the stateroom host and hostess. So if you have been on a cruise, if you haven't been on a cruise, I'll kind of break this down for you. When you go to your dining room, you see the same people every night. Your servers are the same. They are supposed to learn what you drink. They're supposed to be able to give you good recommendations on food as they learn what you're ordering. And then there's a head server that kind of keeps everybody in line. I think we saw our head server 3 times in 5 nights. Or 3 times in 4 nights. Yeah, 3 times in 4 nights. And then we saw him the one breakfast we went to at a restaurant. We saw him as well. The other times we went to Cabanas, which was the buffet breakfast. But yeah, and then you have your stateroom host or hostess, which our stateroom host did a fantastic job, because basically they come in 2 or 3 times a day. They clean up the room in the morning. They get it ready for the evening, if you've got kids in the room and they're going to drop the bunks or whatever, they get the room ready for bedtime. They do a great job. In all reality, most of the people that we ran into on our cruise did a good job. But you still pay this head server quite a bit. Concierge guests have added Assistant stateroom host or hostess position to our recommended gratuities. The recommended gratuity is $15.50 per person per day, based on the length of the cruise for a concierge guest. We're never going to stay concierge. It doesn't matter. Suggestion: we recommend $8 per guest per day for the voyage. It's always up to the guest to determine what they feel is appropriate. Yeah. Really, how cruise line does it is you can actually pay for the gratuities on the front end of the cruise, which is what we did, and then you just have little vouchers that you give to them where you can write. We had the kids write little notes to everybody except for basically our head server. All the other, like our server and our assistant server, and then our stateroom host, they wrote notes to. So, just quick little thank you notes. 4th of July fireworks seemed like they went well at the parks. Nothing crazy there. Orlando was named the sweatiest city in the United States. And a poll run on My Dating Advisor. So, way to go, Orlando. I can see that. It's hot. It's humid. It's sweaty. I mean, it is. It is sweaty. Oh, two more things. Okay. So first off, one right down my alley. It's Disability Awareness Month. July is Disability Awareness Month and accessibility. At Disney, they're calling it Disability Pride Month. I don't know. I don't know why everything has to be Pride Month. It's disability awareness. Don't say things about people that you don't understand. Right? Kind of comes down to that pretty simply. But no, lots of things going on in the parks to promote disability awareness, celebrate the accessible, which Disney, for the most part, is very accessible. But yeah, they've got that going on. And then the thing that's going to piss me off is the fuzzy tauntaun is missing from the Yoga's menu. And we knew that this was coming. I kind of knew that it was coming. They've been having problems finding that tingling foam that they use on the top of it. And they've been trying some different recipes on it, and they just haven't been able to get it where they want it. So they've taken it off the menu. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. They've taken it off the menu. And it will return at a later date once they can secure more of the tingling foam. I don't know if they have to send the Galactic Star Cruiser somewhere to get it, or at least the ship that takes you from the Galactic Star Cruiser to Batuu. But yeah, yeah. And then the other thing that I just kind of ran across was horse-drawn carriages. You can do a horse-drawn excursion at Port Orleans Riverside or at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. These can be booked through the My Disney Experience app. And yeah, just one more thing that you can do at Disney that not a lot of people know about, but now you guys all do, because I just told you. Let's see, anything else that we talked about? Bippity Boppity Boo last week. Really expensive necklace, really expensive drink. Splash Mountain getting torn apart and turned into Tiana's Mountain, or a Bayou Adventure, or whatever. Horse-drawn carriages, Fuzzy Tauntaun, Disney Cruise wanting more money. Haunted Mansion, Disability Pride Month. Okay, let's go back here. Make sure we haven't missed anything since we came on the air. Man poses Disney security guard, steals R2-D2. Good job, Florida man. Toy Story Day. Takuma Tai opened 3 years ago. Yeah. That is about it. Well, thank you guys all for joining me tonight. Still haven't seen Peter. That's pretty weird. But maybe next week. Maybe next week. We'll see. But no, if you like what you're seeing, hearing, you know, the general Disney banter that we have week to week, consider subscribing over on the YouTube channel. That is kind of where we are trying to focus most of our effort. While you're there, check out a couple of our videos. If you like the rides at Disney, check out a couple of ride videos. If you like the shows at Disney, check out a couple of the shows videos. If you like the unexpected, check out some of our early stuff. It's pretty unexpected. It's been 3 years that we've been kind of on this journey, so our early stuff is pretty comical to watch. But thank you guys all for watching, listening, everything that you do. You guys all have a good night, and I am going to get into the closing. Hey, no guests tonight, no big deal. Had plenty to talk about, but if you want to book a trip, Princesses and the Mouse, Disney Travel, PATM, Disney Travel. Hey, if you want to interact with us on social media, Facebook is one of the best places to do it, at DPI Podcast on Facebook, or Twitter at Disney Insights. For all of our video content, you can check it out over on YouTube, the Disney Planning Insights podcast, and then we also have an Instagram account at Princess. Thank you guys for all that you do, all the likes, follows, shares that you do with our content. We will see you next Tuesday.